Should it take that long to do a few walls? It's not a Giordano fresco. Yeah, every time I ask you, you say 7 days. It's already been 3 months.
Yeah, maybe they mean Arctic days.
Because we're having clients over for drinks on Thursday, and I don't want them concussing themselves on the scaffolding. Particularly as we're only inviting the litigious ones. Tomorrow morning? Good, all right.
We're inviting them.
Well, we can have your lot over for a sausage sizzle once they're paroled. In the meantime, I'm trying to see in the financial year by being hospitable to clients who actually pay their bills.
Our clients pay their bills.
No, legal aid pays them. Some of them. From memory, we write most of them off. Sorry, I have no change. He'll only spend it on drink. What was it that Oscar Wilde said about the underclasses? I can't remember. It was very good, though.
Mr. Welcher, Mrs. Welcher.
Good morning, Cess.
Off to the opera tonight, are we, Mr. Welcher?
Don't know about you, Cess, but my wife and I are. Little thank you from the State Gallery.
Kabuki Don Giovanni. Should be good.
Oh, yes. Your impassioned plea for freedom of speech made page 3 of the Sun today.
Page 3, eh?
Local council crushed by might of prominent barrister.
Doesn't say that, does it?
No. But look, your name appears misspelled on paragraph 4.
In light of recent threats to your person, Mr. Welcher, I've taken the liberty of installing new state-of-the-art anti-terrorist measures, if I may demonstrate. At the first sign of trouble, I depress this concealed switch.
Very impressive.
No, hang on. That's my paper.
Controversial painting to be seen. You think they could have done better than that? You smell nice.
Not here.
Welcher and Welcher, please hold the line. Welcher and Welcher, please hold the... No, he's not actually QC. Those are his initials. Quentin Charles. Yes, seriously.
Any messages to me to you? None. I thought there'd be more than that.
Jan must have them.
If you'd like to come through.
Welcher and Welcher, please hold the line.
Computer's up and running yet? Typical.
Mr. Welcher.
Hello?
Tony Reynolds, you did my drink driving a month ago.
Oh, yes, Tony. Yeah, 0.09, wasn't it?
$5,000 plus disbursements for losing my licence for the maximum period. I could have got that result without a lawyer.
Ah, yes, but what is it they say? A man who represents himself has a fool for a client?
Perhaps. But I bet if he got such a crap result, he wouldn't charge himself $5,000.
Plus disbursements. They are?
USB.
Jan, you better go and rescue him. He's out there attempting to justify one of his bills. Griffin, I'd keep out of his way for a while if I were you.
Right.
Yes, well, that appears to be in order. It's probably the staple.
Excuse me, Mr. Welcher, I've got Judge Furphy on line 3.
Ah, well, duty calls, I'm afraid.
What sort of rip-off joint are you running here, Welcher?
A very expensive one, Mr. Reynolds. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm a very busy man. If you wish to discuss our billing procedures, I suggest you talk to Tia. I don't deal with our accounts.
Well, neither do I.
That's technically an assault, you know. Oh, I hate the ugly mercenary side of this profession.
Well, if you send outrageous bills to people, they're entitled to be
I
outraged.
don't mind them being outrageous, so long as they're writing a cheque while they're being it.
I've got Brown from The Sun.
Well, he should wear a hat.
He wants a quote about the importance of free speech.
Tell him no comment, that'll confuse him.
No comment now, thanks.
Hi, Quentin. Hi. What's that new guy's name again?
Peter Cohen.
Peter Cohen. You don't see Rumpole having to bludgeon money out of his clients, do you?
Rumpole's fictional. Unfortunately, you're real.
Am I? Well, I can't be bothered with it. Debt collection is best left to the professionals.
And who does ours?
The article clerk. A very competent young man, as I recall. Get him to send out brusque reminders to all our non-payers, would you?
OK. We've got messages. 2 more Christian groups hope you'll burn in hell. And Wignall and Carrick has been adjourned again.
Good, that frees me up for this morning. So call the club, tell them I'm on for lunch.
OK, but can you do your speech for the gallery opening and please do your guest list?
Yeah, I can do that now, or I could do that now if this thing was working.
Could you get me a laptop and a portable printer?
What, pen and paper too low tech?
I mean, what's he doing, Jan? 6 months he's been in here trying to install our computers. He's worse than the painters.
Morning, Mr. Welcher.
I'm talking about you too.
It hasn't been 6 months.
How long's it been then?
7 months.
Hey, did I hear you say Wignall and Carrick's been adjourned?
Yes, but I've got things to do, all right? Make a note to have these walls soundproofed.
It's a small Maggie's matter for tomorrow.
No, I can't. I've got the painting to unveil at 12:30 at the gallery.
It's a guilty plea. It'll take half an hour.
I've got the client drinks.
At 6. Come on, if Wignall and Carrick had gone on, you've been tied up for a month.
Wignall and Carrick never goes on. It's the magic pudding of adjournments. You know that.
I could brief outside counsel if you want. I'll give Toby Heimlich a call.
No, it's all right. No need to play the ex-boyfriend card. I'll do it.
He's the only QC in town who'll do Maggie's court work.
QC, you like the way she slipped that in?
You're the one going on about bringing money in.
Yeah, well, I said I'd do it. Anyway, Toby's probably away in India or something, washing lepers because he's so freaking wonderful. Oh, Toby, please. Oh, I'm in a lot of trouble. Oh, Toby, please come and save me. That's you I'm doing.
I must stop doing that. Thank you. It's the Buzzo boy. Just pop your head in the office.
I'd pop my head in the oven. Maggie's court. I didn't even get to wear my robes. Article Clark.
You can wear your robes. Just pretend you've got a Supreme Court matter on afterwards. That's what Toby Heimlich does.
Does he? What a sorry little man he is.
Kids are always rebelling against something or other. In our day, it was peg trousers and teddy boy haircuts. Today, it's nose rings and whatever the boy's in trouble for now.
Vandalism and assaulting a police officer are pretty serious charges, Mr. Buzzo.
Jake won't go to jail, will he, Mr. Welcher?
Well, these are not Jake's first charges, Mrs. Buzzo. He's 18 now, and he did strike the police officer attempting to arrest him.
Oh, he was asking for it.
That's no excuse for hitting someone, is it?
Well, what are we going to do, Mr. Welcher?
Guilty plea, and I can put facts in mitigation to secure a suspended sentence.
Good plan.
But he can't keep playing truant. He'll have to either get a job or go back to school.
Are you willing to return to school, Jake?
No.
You'll be willing to return to school if I have to drag you there by the hair.
What was he playing?
The truant woman, you know.
Well, is that the time? Goodness me. Look, I've got some time slips to fill in, so it's been delightful meeting you three, and we'll see you at 10:15 tomorrow. And wear a tie. And some shoes.
He seems a very nice man.
Very nice doesn't begin to describe him.
OK, good, yep, just hold on. Oh, the caterers want to know how much wine and what sort.
Dozen Bollinger, 2 dozen Krug. And could you get me a bottle of Terps?
He's always loved art. But mischievous with it, you know.
Ungrateful little bastard.
He was only 8, and guess what? He went and spray painted right under his father's nose.
A moustache.
Look, it's freedom of speech, isn't it? It's like your old man's been saying in the papers.
Well, Jake, for it to be freedom of speech, it needs to be a comment on something. I'm not sure spray painting the word shit on a wall qualifies.
Well, it's as much a comment on something as that painting, bloody Jesus.
You watch your language. Can't you see there's a lady present?
What about me?
You too.
Jake, can I speak to your mum and dad in private?
Sure.
That's fantastic.
Then it's a question of whether you want to go with your intranet or your ethernet. So this is Mr. Welcher's computer, right? So
I'll have to call you back. My computer's just crashed.
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Welcher. Jake will be so pleased.
Well, we are one of the gallery's major sponsors, and as Mr. Welcher said, it's important for Jake to be in even casual work when the matter goes to court.
You couldn't get me a job too, could you? Might be able to pay the bill for that last matter.
And decent exposure again.
Ah,
I got off.
I'm sure you did.
Jan, see Mr. and Mrs. Buzzo out, will you?
Of course.
This way.
It's the first time I've ever met a QC. Oh no, they're just his initials.
Oh, I see. Our clients have to provide your clients with employment as well, do they?
How much money did we provide in sponsorship to the gallery last year?
That's not to the point. Anyway, it's tax deductible. Most of it's in services. It actually costs us very little.
Oh, now I see. It's all right to provide $50,000 worth of free legal work to a rich client, but not $500 worth to a poor one.
Kate, the State Gallery gets our name seen by a great number of people. Mr. Bozo can't offer us that unless we have the naming rights to his genitals.
Mr. Buzzo's genitals would look perfectly at home hanging next to Juan Zacherno's bloody Jesus.
You haven't even seen the painting, Kate. Or the other, I hope. So don't go prejudging. Anyway, we're supporting a public gallery, so yeah.
Me prejudge? What about your attitude to the Buzzos? What is wrong with that thing?
Just come up for me, Piper!
It's nepotism.
Since when has nepotism been a problem? The old man employed you, didn't he?
That was different. He was my father. It's my birthright to continue the Welcher dynasty. Gee, that blanched mussel risotto obviously needed more blanching. Anyway, how do I know whether this kid's qualified?
Qualified to do what? I'm not asking him to be appointed curator. He loves painting.
Good, he can come in and finish our walls.
As long as he's working when you do his guilty plea.
All right, I'll speak to Byron tonight as a favour to you.
Thanks. I knew underneath that harsh exterior cowered the remains of a pussy-whipped bag of jelly. Don't. I'm just on my makeup. Have you seen my black lacy bra?
Not within living memory.
OK, what do you think? This dress? Or...
It's all very well to be motivated to help the disadvantaged, but you've got to feel that way when you're young, have no money and can't actually do anything about it. Because by the time you're 40 and have the ability to make a difference, you realise what a pain in the neck altruism can be. I don't mind making the odd gesture now and then, providing it's token and doesn't actually cost me anything. But I fail to see how anyone could minister to the poor, get nothing in return, and expect to live in any sort of comfort. Unless, of course, they're married to me.
Or this one.
It's the same one, isn't it?
Did you get your invitations off today?
Yes. Yes, I got the articled clerk to do them. It's important to be able to delegate in order to do the things that require one's personal attention. Like remaining solvent.
And your speech for the opening.
Yes. Although I thought I'd ad-lib that because I'm very good on my feet, as you know.
Now, what about this one?
Very nice. Yeah. Can I wear a clip-on now, please?
No, I told you, no.
Mo, ni ta tu sai, doi, ka this by, moin, oshimaki, yatwat, moin, 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 honey, honey. Avi, oh, hi, moin. Deep love, moin, moin, moin. Moin. Honey, honey. Tommy! Oh! Tonight, 시간에 모인, 모인.
Thank you, Officer Mozart. Mr. Welcher?
Yes, Your Honour.
I don't think there's any need to hear you, Mr. Welcher. I've read your excellent submission. This case seems pretty clearly to call for a suspended sentence.
Your Honour is most handsome and kind.
Huh. The pleasure's all mine. Although there's no need for the wig and gown in this humble jurisdiction.
Yes, I have another matter in the Supreme Court.
The busy life of the QC.
Those are just his initials, Your Honour.
Oh.
Well?
Suspended sentence.
He got off.
Hey!
Hey! Oh, thank you so much.
Hey, Mr. and Mrs. W, boy.
Yeah, Dad. Just keep your nose clean in future, eh?
He's not in a 40s gangster film.
No, I meant it literally.
Better get back to the gallery, Jake. Big one, the Savo.
Hey, off you go, boy.
Savo?
Would you both like to join us for a quiet one to celebrate?
My bye. Plus half an hour on the pokies.
Look, I'd love to, but I'm due in the Supreme Court. Wignall and Carrick, you go if you like.
No, I better come and help. Judge Furphy is hearing it, and he can be difficult, so
I see. Too bloody good to have a beer with us, is that it?
No.
No, I'll have my say. I may not dress as nicely as you or have all the posh talk or make enough money to buy my wife fancy clothes. And sure, she may be old and funny looking and not have long, soft hair like your wife or long, beautiful legs, and I may expose myself in public, yes. But don't think just because you read a few punsy books that you're better than what I am. And I'll not hear a word said against my wife here.
I think the Welchers are just busy, dear.
Now, you shut your gob, you old mole. Now look what you've done! Me? Yes!
What are you doing with my bra in your jacket?
I found that on the street. He must have blown off your clothesline when I was taking the whippet for a walk past your house the other night. He likes Turek. And I said to myself, when next I see Mrs. Welcher, I must return those to her. I was just waiting for a moment that wasn't socially awkward.
You have offended my wife's honour, sir.
Yeah, I'll handle this, Marquis. Mr. Buzzo, leaving aside for the moment the fact that you are clearly a pervert, I have to tell you that you are the rudest and most ignorant man I have ever met. You treat your son appallingly, your wife even worse. If I had it in my power, I would have your brain removed and replaced with that of a gorilla. Unfortunately, my husband and I are lawyers, Mr. Buzzo, not mad scientists. Now, shall I go and comfort your wife, or do you have at least the shred of decency to go and do it yourself?
Be fun being a gorilla.
Good day, sir. I said, good day, sir, and then I left. Did you hear me?
Yes. Stop going on about it.
This morning they said they'd be out of here. It's 12 o'clock, and the place still looks like the end of a Russell Mulcahy film. I'm thinking of that one, Highlander 2, and the John Lithgow one. You know, because there's scaffolding everywhere. Just go and put your face on.
I wasn't aware that it was missing.
You enjoying this tea? We do Who's On First next.
You know what? I suggest you go and use this time to work on your speech. I don't want you to make a fool of yourself like you did in court.
How dare you, Kate? If we had any clients, that'd be very embarrassing.
I just want you to put some effort in. Mind your head.
I will. I will. I don't need you to tell me where my head is either.
Welcher and Welcher, please hold the line. Is this it?
Yeah. I want that scaffolding, these tarps, those ladders and yourselves locked away and out of sight immediately. And when I say immediately, I'm referring to the dictionary definition of the word, not some bizarro interpretation of yours which gives you from now to the crack of doom. Comprende?
You're the boss.
That I am.
Do your speech.
Yes, I will. Jan?
Yes.
Oh, Mr. Welcher. As you know, I take my job very seriously.
Really? Dictaphone. No, get me the dictaphone. I'll do my speech. You heard her?
These Christian groups can be very demonstrative. Have you ever read Historia Ecclesiastica by Ordericus Fatalis?
No, but I hear the movie's very good.
Anyway, I think it best I stand outside the gallery this afternoon to quell any insurgents that may erupt. I've adapted the standard capsicum spray canister with pepper, denko rub and wasabi. At the first sign of trouble...
Okay.
Hello. Hello, I'm Kate.
Kate, Mr. Buzzo's in reception and he says he wants to see you about something of the utmost urgency.
You think she likes Patterson's curse?
I'm not here.
No, I'm just getting ready for the thing.
Claude Buzzo's here to see me. What do you think we should do?
I never thought I'd say this in my life. Call security. I think I'd rather that balloon be keeping an eye on her.
Kate can look after herself. In the meantime, we've got problems.
Anyway, I've been thinking about what you yelled at me, and you're right. But I'm going to work at it.
Well, I'm very pleased to hear it, Mr. Buzzo.
Call me Claude, Mrs. Welcher.
Kate, please.
I prefer Claude. Anyway, to make amends, I've brung these in. They're not all yours, but you can take what you like as a gesture of my appreciation.
What?
The article clerk. She's been like that all week. She won't come out.
Lasted a week, actually. That's not bad.
Maybe we're not giving her enough work.
Give me the master key.
Oh, I've already unlocked it.
Yeah, I know. I want to relock it. I don't want her wandering out tonight scaring the guests.
But Quentin...
No. I'll deal with it later. I've got a speech to write.
Anyway, I'm seeing someone about my lingerie failure first thing next week.
Really?
Yeah, a bunch of us decided to start meeting in a storm drain on Mondays.
We'll give my best to the wife.
I tried. She couldn't fit into any of it.
Well, how'd it go, Dr. Caligari? You know.
Until the dawn.
Quentin, there is good in everyone, and if you wait long enough, it will eventually rise to the surface.
Well, like a bloated corpse in a river.
What happened to the man I fell in love with all those years ago?
I don't imagine he thought there was much point hanging around once we got married.
Hey, we better skedaddle. You done your speech?
Yes, I have.
And I ask you to welcome a man whose skills as an advocate set aside the injunction of local council, which would otherwise have prevented this exhibition. Quentin Welcher.
Thank you very much, Byron. Well, my wife, Kate Welcher, also of Welcher and Welcher in the city, taught me something today about people that I think applies just as much to art. There are a lot of people in this world, and not all of them are bad. No. Some of them are, certainly, but you can't begin, I guess, to know them or understand what they're on about unless you look at them and talk to them and probe them. The sins of the father do not necessarily. They, indeed all of us, particularly them, are as different as they are, or we are unique. And as Harper Lee once wrote, you should never kill a mockingbird unless you walked around in its claws. Never ever. I want to be dogmatic about it, but more often than not, no, well, never. Let's be, firm about it. Never ever judge a book by its cover, particularly if it's a painting. This on? I give you then Juan Zacano's Bloody Jesus.
You ungrateful little bastard.
No, Kate, it's supposed to be like that.
I do apologise again for what happened.
No, not at all, my dear. I'm sure everyone thought you were just being satirical.
Glad you're able to make it back for drinks, at any rate. Can't understand what happened to your invitations.
Yes, all I received was this rather brusque reminder to pay a non-existent bill.
And well, I'll see. I can't think how that happened. Here we are, if you'd like to step this way. Cess, if you'd show everybody
Excuse me just a
to
minute.
the boardroom.
Mr.
Sorry about
Welcher?
that. Please, mind your head, everybody, mind your head. We've got some painters in, it just takes too long. Not now, T, all right? Not now. All right, did everybody turn up?
Yes, yes.
Good, good.
Oh, what's happening?
Great time.
And more spearmanning, anyone?
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Not here.